Hello, I'm Nina Hossain. In a single moment this morning, campaigners trying to save Lewisham Hospital from cuts to services knew their work had been worth it. The High Court ruled the Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt had acted beyond his powers when he decided that the casualty and maternity units at Lewisham should be downgraded. The government will now appeal. The ruling was greeted with loud clapping inside the court. Outside, there were celebrations too, as Ria Chatterjee now reports.
Who's won? Lewisham's won!
They didn't play down their victory
Who's won? Who's won?
or their feelings about the opponent.
Say hey! Oh!
Jeremy Hunter's got to go!
Say hey!
Lewisham locals have been battling for 7 months.
Thousands of people have actually put their lives on hold to make sure this injustice does not go through. So we are absolutely thrilled, and the words "must be quashed" are going to be the most popular words in Lewisham for the foreseeable future.
But up until now, the future hadn't been wearing a smile. Under Jeremy Hunt's proposals, Lewisham Hospital's A&E and maternity units face downgrading, meaning patients would have to travel further for key services.
We felt it was really unjust because Lewisham is a shining example of a well-functioning, high-performing, busy, solvent local hospital, much needed by the community. And this proposal had never been about patients, what was best for patients. It was always a financial decision about bailing out a neighbouring trust that had financial difficulties.
And that's what prompted tens of thousands to protest time and again. Locals wanted to know why the financial collapse of a neighbouring NHS trust should affect their services. Today, the judge declared the Health Secretary had acted outside his powers.
Clearly, we're disappointed by the ruling, and I say that not just because the government has lost, but because we felt that the arrangements involving Lewisham, which I know are disappointing to the people of that area, were right in the interests of the wider population of South East London.
The government's overall plans for the failing trust, with a reported deficit of £65 million, will continue without the Lewisham element. They're already looking ahead to an appeal, but the campaigners say they're confident enough to enjoy this moment.
Well, the celebrations went from the High Court back to Lewisham itself. Ria is there tonight. Ria.
Well, the sound of celebration really hasn't stopped since the judge made his ruling this morning. All of the people here have been making a noise about this issue for the last 7 months. And today it seems like it's paid off. Well, joining me now is one of the consultants from the hospital, Mr. John O'Donoghue. Thanks for joining us. This really has been a grassroots campaign, hasn't it?
Well, yes, indeed. I mean, you can hear the sounds of jubilation and relief today that this battle and this victory and this long battle for 7 months has been won today. And the grassroots campaign has really come from not the hospital, it's come from patients, it's come from mothers with buggies who descended on Whitehall and Downing Street with their buggies, from pensioners. We've been very gratified, and I've been very humbled that we've had such support from the streets and also from the GPs of Lewisham to support their hospital.
Now, the government say they'll be appealing the decision. That means your fight might not be over just yet.
Well, we say bring it on. Today's decision was pretty black and white. The judge made the ruling that the government had no right to make this decision, that Lewisham Hospital is successful, it's solvent, it's performing well, it wasn't a financial difficulty, and yet it was dragged into a neighbouring trust's problems, and the administrator of that trust acted outside his powers in recommending that Lewisham's emergency services be downgraded. And that decision today has been quashed, and we're very grateful for the judge for making that decision. We think the appeal will come, and we hope it'll come quickly. We hope that it'll put any doubt about the future of the hospital quickly to rest, so we can start building our services and reassuring patients that our vital services won't change.
Now, one of your fellow campaigners described the proposals as an accountant solution, and then there's Jeremy Hunt, who says the plans would change patient care in London. It's hard to juggle financial considerations and patient care, isn't it?
It is indeed, but I repeat my point that Lewisham Hospital was and is in surplus. It's not part of any financial problem in the sector. We were performing well, we were on the verge of becoming a foundation trust. We still are solvent. We aim to be solvent when we merge with Greenwich Hospital on the 1st of October to form a new trust. And we'll continue to serve the people in both boroughs well.
Thanks for joining us. Well, when summarising his ruling this morning, the judge talked about vociferous protest and the fact that there are few issues that get people really riled up as much as when vital, important services in the community are under threat. Nina.
All right, Ria, thank you for that. Thank you.